I'm Natalia Bonner. Welcome to my 9 Patchalong Block 3. Today we're going to be stitching using my mini 4-in-1 machine quilting ruler and my mini inside-out machine quilting ruler. Now these rulers are available for purchase over on our website, peaceandquilt.com. If you're just joining this stitch along, make sure you do check out our Facebook group and the companion notions. All the yummy things that you need to stitch along with us, including the workbooks, are available on our website, peaceandquilt.com. Let's get stitching. I'll start out this block design in any corner. I personally love the look of Stitch in the Ditch, so it's something that you're going to probably see me do on pretty much all of the quilts and quilting that I share, but it doesn't mean that you have to. Personally, the reason that I like to do it, I love the way that it helps separate designs from each other. It just gives a really nice finished look. So I'll start out by stitching in the ditch all the way around the outside of my block. Once I get back to that corner where I began stitching, now I'm going to adjust my machine quilting ruler and stitch point to point. Now, if you're using my mini 4-in-1 machine quilting ruler like I'm using here, you can actually line up that inside marking on the ruler, the angular line. If you line that up with your seam, then you will have a perfectly straight line. So I'm going to stitch a straight angular line all the way across from the top down to the bottom. From the bottom, then I'm going to travel up my ditch and then stitch my first X through that yellow block. When I get at the bottom, then I'm going to travel angular line up through the green, continuing on through the opposite side of my block. When I get to the opposite side, then I'll complete the X through that upper yellow block. At that point, then I'll adjust my ruler and continue stitching down through the green block and continuing on through the second green block back to where I started. When I get to that point where I started that time, now I'm going to travel up the ditch. When I get up to the corner, the next corner on the green, then I'm going to again complete the X, working my way around my block. So traveling through that first green block, down into the second, then from there I'll adjust my ruler and continue on through the yellow block. When I stitch through the yellow block, then I'll adjust my machine quilting ruler and continue working, completing those X's through the green blocks, working up to the top of the block. At the top of the block, I'll adjust my ruler and stitch the angular line through the yellow block. Then from there, I'll adjust my ruler and stitch in the ditch up to the corner. So now I have just one more angular line to complete this grid design. So if you like this look, you could actually stop at this point and have a really beautiful design. You could even stop and just stitch in the ditch through this, and it's awesome. But if you're crazy like me and you want to keep going, I've got some fun ideas. First, we will start out, I'll stitch in the ditch the first 2 horizontal lines, and then I'll stitch out in the ditch the 2 vertical lines, just so you can really see what this design would look like if you just left it with the X's and the stitch in the ditch work. So here's an image of what this block design would look like if you wanted to stop at this point. So in a way, this is kind of just a bonus. Now, if you're like me and you want to dress it up a little bit, now we're going to start again in any corner, and we're going to dress it up using the medium size curve on the mini 4-in-1 machine quilting ruler. As you can see, I'm going to work point to point. I'm going to work kind of in lines. So starting at the bottom, I'm going to work point to point all the way up until I get to that top corner. Once we get up to that top corner, then I'm going to adjust my ruler and work my way back down. Same process, but this time I'm stitching along the inside. I'm going to repeat this same process working down to the bottom. However, when I get to the bottom, notice that I won't stitch right back down to where I started. I'm leaving myself an out so that I can make this as continuous of a line design as possible without having to stop and start or stitch in the ditch. So that's why I didn't stop all the way at the bottom. So from there, I'll stitch back up to the top and then work my way back down to the bottom with those point to point curves. This time when I come down to the bottom, notice that I'll stitch, this time going all the way down, but I'm not stitching along that bottom outside. I'm staying on the inside, so I still have that bottom row left when I get all the way over to the opposite side to stitch continuous line back to where I started. So from here, I'll let you just watch for a few minutes and see as I work my way point to point up to the top, then back down to the bottom, working my way across this design. Now, once I've worked my way all the way through that design and I'm down at the bottom, then I'll complete this design by stitching those point-to-point curves all the way across that bottom row. I hope you found a little bit of inspiration today from my machine quilting. You can pick up my mini machine quilting rulers, plus all my other rulers and lots of fun notions over on our website, peaceandquilt.com. Happy stitching, my friends!